Fox Corporation, the parent company of Fox News, sit down. You're not going anywhere. And you're certainly not getting dismissed from a $2.7 billion New York State defamation case brought by Smartmatic, the software company that worked along with Dominion and got horribly defamed over and over again in post-election coverage on Fox News by on-air personalities. Remember that Dominion case that Fox News and Fox Corp settled for $787 million? Same case, different court, and now we've got a new ruling by the Manhattan Appellate Court totally against the Fox Corporation. I break it down for you. You know where you are. Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button, come right back here. Let's dive into this hot take, and I'm Michael Popok. Fox Corporation, the company that's owned and controlled by the Murdoch family. Put a pin in that for a minute, because of course there's a fight among the Murdoch family led by the still living Rupert Murdoch and one of his sons, Lachlan, a raid against 3 other children about control and future news point of view for Fox Corporation and Fox News. But there's no dispute that there is an ownership structure and that Fox Corp owns and controls Fox News. They try to act like Fox News makes up its own mind, but there's plenty of evidence and allegations, mainly from the Dominion case that went against Fox Corporation down in Delaware, that indicates the opposite, that Fox Corporation and Rupert Murdoch and others control, like a little puppet, they dominate the decision-making at Fox News. That's why they're a proper party. The reason the lawyers for Smartmatic want Fox Corp in there is they want to get to the Rupert Murdoch and Murdoch family money. Fox News is a subsidiary. I don't know what it has, but Fox Corp's got all the money. That's where the bank is, and that's why they want to keep them in the case. Fox Corp, I don't know why they thought they'd ever get out of this case. A year and a half ago, they were sued on almost identical grounds in Delaware Chancery Court by Dominion, a companion software hardware company that does election for exactly the same thing. In fact, there's a mother lode, a treasure trove of emails that all came flying out, thousands of them, to the public, because there was a summary judgment process down in Delaware, Dominion versus Fox Corp, and out came all of these all of this confirming evidence that showed that the on-air personalities knew they were lying about Dominion and Smartmatic, but they did it anyway for the ratings. So that led, once all that got out to the public, another miscalculation by Fox Corporation, they had no choice but to settle, and they paid $787 million. At the time of that settlement, the Smartmatic lawyers, who had filed their own separate case up in New York, in a trial court in New York before Judge Cohen, they said, that 787, that's the floor. That's the least we will take. We're seeking $2.7 billion. Now, I'm seeing the same comments by Fox Corp and Fox News as I saw 2 years ago before they stroked the big check for $787 million. Their damages are so fake. They're so fanciful. It's all about damage. They're not even attacking liability. We're liable, but we don't think we should write a check that big. So then offer $787 and get going. Get the case settled. This case is going to trial in 2025, maybe early 2026 now that an appellate court, the first department, which I'm a member of because I practice in New York, it's the Manhattan Appellate Court, they cited 5-0 that the trial judge, Judge David Cohen, rightly concluded that Fox Corp controls Fox News and therefore has direct liability for what happens on air. That's how simple the case is. And that was the main issue, the fundamental issue up on appeal. They've now lost that. They can't go up to the Court of Appeals, which is the highest court in New York. They're going to have to just sit and try this case at this point or settle. Now that they've lost this, I'd be shocked if in the next 3 to 6 months I don't report that they're going to settle. It may take some properly timed depositions, sworn statements under oath, a couple of Rupert Murdoch depositions, a couple of Lachlan, a couple of James. James and Lachlan are at each other's throats right now, like a scene or an episode out of Succession. If I'm the plaintiff's lawyer, I start pushing those hot buttons. All the people that I know don't want to be deposed. Rupert Murdoch did a terrible job, for instance, in the Dominion voting systems deposition. It's so terrible they had to settle the case after it. It was so terrible that even he knew it was terrible, because when the general counsel, now fired from Fox Corporation, leaned in to make his boss feel better after his deposition and say to Rupert, I thought that went pretty well. And then Rupert said something along the lines of, then you and I were not in the same room if you thought that went very well. Even Rupert he did terrible, and he's a terrible deponent. And he's not getting any better at 95 or whatever he is, right? Then separately, to turn the heat up on Fox and force them to settle, because the lawyers know they're eventually going to fold and pay something akin to the $800 million they paid Dominion. They have to. They can't let this happen again in open court and all these filings and drag in Tucker Carlson, no longer with Fox, and Lou Dobbs, whatever, and Maria Bartiromo. They're not going to do that and jeopardize the brand anymore. So it's just a matter of when. It's not about if they're going to settle, it's when. A ruling like this helps get the case settled. I assure you, as a plaintiff's lawyer, that is the case. Now, one open issue about what they're waiting for. The hot button that the plaintiff's lawyers are smartly pushing is trying to get themselves into the middle of the battle for control at Fox Corp, because within it is embedded, because Rupert Murdoch has said it out loud, that the reason he wants Lachlan, his son, I think he's the second son, to take over the company and not James, is because James moderate and Democratic, and Lachlan is like the old man, a chip off the old block. And he says, the value of the Fox assets, Fox News assets, is their point of view being MAGA, right wing, conservative, Republican, and they don't want anything to change that. So they have been trying. They try to do a switch in control, not in ownership, but in control of Fox Corp in Reno, Nevada, where they incorporated the trust or created the trust. And they just got slapped down by a referee judge out there who said that Rupert and Lachlan were basically conspiring against their family members, the three other children, and it was completely blatant and obvious, and it wasn't going to be allowed. And he would not allow anything other than when the father dies, 4 voting members be the 4 children equally, 25 apiece. And so the Smartmatic lawyers lobbed in a subpoena to get the documents from that case to try to prove that, the point of view is going after entities like Smartmatic and to show the control. Really smart, by the way, to go drive them crazy about their control case out in the foothills of Reno, Nevada. So that's where we are. What does it mean? It means that's the last stop on the train for now about the motion to dismiss. This case is going to have to go to trial. I think it'll be sometime in 2025, late or beginning of 2026. And I think I'm going to announce at some point a settlement, and it will be, I don't think, any less than $787 million. Maybe they'll give them a little bit of a haircut, but not much. I think they're trying to get $1 billion out of Fox. They have the money. They're making money hand over fist, especially now with Trump's reelection or election. And they got the money to burn, and Smartmatic is owed the money. So, come back to Legal AF for the update when it happens. In the meantime, help us continue to grow. 400,000 subscribers this weekend, 500,000 at our 6-month anniversary birthday party. And then we got 50 million views of our work already on Legal AF since September. That's extraordinary. That's all a testament to you. Tip of my hat to you. Thanks for being here on Legal AF. I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.